With the ZZZ beta going underway, I have thankfully been able to play the game, and it's just been an absolute blast. I enjoy this game so very much and cannot wait for it to release. But of course, I will have my full review, full impressions at the end of the beta. That way I've been able to test everything, play everything, and give you the problems and also the pros of the game. And when that comes out, I'll let you know. But today we are talking about a specific aspect in ZZZ which I cannot wait to talk about. It is something that I feel like a lot of people are misguiding others or not looking into it themselves very in depth, because it's just been a discussion in regards to either content creators, people that have access to the beta, informing people that don't have the beta, which is a lot of people. And they're just saying that the combat is simple and it lacks expressive, creative freedom. And that's just not right, in my honest opinion. I do think with people comparing these other Hoyoverse games and saying that these games have much more depth, that these games do a lot better when it comes to the combat versus ZZZ, I just think that this is not a true statement. I just think that there's way more creative freedom, skill expression, all that type of stuff in ZZZ, way beyond tiers of all the Hoyoverse games that they've released so far. And I'm basically going to be showing you why I can say so, because yes, I am active in every single one of these games. Honkai Impact 3rd, I am in Nirvana, which is the highest rank in PvP that you can have when it comes to the leaderboard based timed boss killing mode. And this is basically saying that yes, I'm at the very top. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to the combat. Same thing with Genshin Impact. I have 36 star of the Abyss every single time ever since I started playing it, and same thing for HSR, 30 star MOC ever since its release. So yeah, I've been able to do this for a very long time. I can talk about the combat and all the meta standpoints when it comes to how you play these games, what's the highest form of skill expression, what's the highest form of creative freedom. And I just don't think these games are at that point where they're matching up to ZZZ, and that's where I want to show you where the creative freedom, where the skill expression comes from, because maybe a lot of people haven't been able to test it out. Maybe they haven't been looking in depth in the training mode that is in ZZZ, and I'll be showing that later today. But in Honkai Star Rail, I basically boil it down to skill point management. There's basically just build speed, skill point management, know what times your buffs are up, know how long they're up, see what other characters do to build up your main DPS, and that's basically the full extent of it. For Honkai Impact 3rd, a lot of people are comparing this game to ZZZ and how very similar the combat is. While it is, some people are saying that the combat and its depth in Honkai Impact 3rd is better than it is in ZZZ, which I think that is just flat out wrong, because looking at all the flashy and cool looking combos, it really boils down to skill ult switch, and then you go into your main DPS, you maybe auto attack until your bar is full or something pops up on your screen, hit that button and then ult, and then get back out to your supports, do the same rotation over and over again. That's basically the gist of it. And then when it comes to Genshin Impact, they do have the same formula, I guess you could say, as Honkai Impact 3rd, which is skill ult switch, skill ult switch, skill ult switch, and then go to your main DPS. Maybe you're doing the same thing, skill ult switch, or you're possibly doing, bunch of normal attacks, or maybe even a hold attack so that you're able to do the charge attack, all that type of stuff. That is basically the depth when it comes to the formula and the button layout that you would use for these games. Now, Genshin does have a little bit tier above these other games, which is HSR and also Honkai Impact 3rd, just because of the element reaction system. I think that system is a very great, combat system overall. I really wish they would expand upon it more with making more challenging content, but basically it all boils down to what elements are you putting down first, and then what element are you going to use to trigger those reactions. That is the gist of it. It is a really nice system, but of course it is not near at all where ZZZ can give you. And ZZZ by far is going to be one of the craziest games, and with every new character that comes out, there's going to be a million new possibilities, because why talk about ZZZ when I can show you? Now that we are in ZZZ, I do want to show you a couple characters that showcase these in-depth combat mechanics that the game just doesn't show you about, and 3 of these characters are going to be Anby, which is a starter 4-star, and she by far has a couple of things that a lot of people have not been using. I see a lot of gameplay on ZZZ and just overall have not seen a lot of, like, more than half of her move list being used, so we'll be showcasing that. Nekomata is a very easy character to talk about, how each character will be different, how you have to play each one differently, and it is overall going to be a very nice thing to look at when it comes to seeing how these characters act and work differently with other characters. And then Anton is also going to be showing us another mechanic that is going to be very easily shown with how he works, and we're just going to go over all the ZZ mechanics that a lot of people just don't look at. So for Anby, which is a starter 4-star, a lot of people just haven't been using more than half of her skill kit, because they're doing what the game says that they technically are supposed to do, which is basically spam left click. This is all I've seen a lot of people do, and what a lot of people are saying that the combat is way too easy in this game, because all you're doing is spamming left click like this, and then use your EX skill or your skill at the very end of it, which I guess you can do, but that is not 100% of what Ambi is supposed to do. While yes, this normal string is really nice for daze meter because that is part of her core passive, the extra 3 hits that you get are lightning will give extra daze meter. That is not all you can do with it, because with Ambi you can also cancel it into a hold attack, which gives that gives a little bit more AoE, that adds extra daze meter, and it's really nice to hit a bunch of different enemies at the same time. So you can cancel it from the normal string, you can do a dash cancel into the hold attack, and then there you go. Those are 2 different strings connected together. Instead of holding that animation lag that you have on the normal string like that, see, I'm spamming the normal attack and it's not letting me do anything yet, okay? And then when I do the dash attack, I can keep attacking until I can get into the second string. So I spam this and then do the dash cancel into the hold attack. See, that's really cool. You can do that, and you can't do that in many other games and make it worthwhile. This is the only game at the current moment that has these string variants that do this. You can dash cancel and then hold attack it. Really nice. Another thing that's in her core passive is after her 3rd hit, she can also cancel it into her EX skill and have a faster animation time, which of course, if they do add some type of timed leaderboard event or some timed leaderboard thing, that will help a lot, because if you do this, you get this really quick animation for the EX instead of the charge animation that she has at the start. So this is really nice that you can have. A really cool thing that this game has is those combos where you can dash cancel into them, where you can do the normal string, dash cancel into the charge attack, dash cancel into the skill. You can't really do that in any other game that Hoyoverse has. Basically having the full like EX skill part, I can do something like this, which is really nice looking. It gives a lot of daze, it doesn't stop attacking, you get the charge, and then you do it again. And then, oh, well, dang, I messed it up. Doing it again, and then you get the fast charging EX skill. That's really cool. And after the EX skill, you can use the ultimate, which does a fat ton of lightning damage, which adds shocks as well. Really freaking cool that you can do with one character. And I've just been seeing a lot of people just spam the left click string and not using anything else, not the charge attack string that you can do here, or not even doing the EX special move cancel that you can do right here. That's basically the gist of Ambi, where I'm not seeing a lot of people use the moveset that she has and the cancelables that she can have as well. Because instead of holding that animation like that you have at the very end, you can cancel it to it and do something else, you know? You don't have to stay there and wait to not attack, because you see she has that little animation at the end where she's not doing anything. Instead, you can just do, you know, that, cancel, and then go into that. That's really cool. Other things that you can do with other characters, especially Nekomata, is that she has a damage modifier when you are hitting characters in the back. So she actually has a part of her combo that if you hold the attack on her 3rd hit, or you can do it in other parts of her combo, you can start hitting on the back. That's really cool, and that gives extra damage. That shows how other characters are going to be playing differently and how you're going to have to build your team around these characters. Super fun gameplay in my honest opinion, knowing that you can do something different with all these characters, whether it comes with Ambi with their cancelables, or when it comes to Nekomata with her back positioning. There's just so much that you can do when it comes to these characters. It's just, there's way more in this game than there is in any other Hoyoverse game. Another thing is switch tech, which a lot of people don't know about, and I haven't seen anyone on YouTube do this besides one other person. And that is where the animation of one character can carry on during the switch. As you can see, Anton was already still doing what he was doing while Ambi was out moving. Now, do you want to see that again with Ambi attacking while Anton is attacking? Look at that. 2 people hitting at the same time, and you can just keep hitting them, keep staggering the enemy, which is going to allow for so much more damage. I haven't seen a lot of people do this, and especially comboing this with EX skills, like with Nekomata, and then we do the EX skill. She's still moving and doing damage while Ambi is out. Doing that again to show you that I can still use Ambi while Nekomata is doing that. Look at that. 2 people hitting at the same time, giving extra daze meter, and then you can do all the stuff that you were doing while the other character is out. That is just absolutely amazing. How you can find out that other characters' animations are long enough to where they're still attacking, and while other characters can switch out and start doing their stuff as well, building up that daze meter, building up that damage. It's a really crazy, nice way to test out characters, because you're going to be looking at, okay, what move do I switch out on? Look at that. She's still doing damage and Anton was hitting. And then you can be like, okay, why don't I try the EX special or the cancel EX special? We do that, boom, boom, boom. And look at that. They're still doing damage at the same time. That is something that is not in every other Hoyoverse game. A lot of other Hoyoverse games either take the character out completely, or they just quite literally tell you to not switch right now because it's not possible. That is a really cool thing that you can do in this game, and it's something super fun that you can basically go in training mode and try this out with every character. What move can I do to make this switch happen and I can still attack? What move can I cancel out of? What move can I do this with? That is all that you can do in Zenless Zone Zero, and I just don't understand how people don't see that this game has the most creative freedom or the most in-depth combat system that we gotten from Hoyoverse. Another thing that the game quite literally gives you an option for is to give you manual mode. And in this clip that you see right here, how many heavy attacks do you see right here? You are basically seeing around 2 to 3 heavy attacks right now, and each of those heavy attacks should have triggered the quick time event that you see right now. And that is how you get the days meter buildup or the break, where a bunch of characters are doing assist moves and you start doing a bunch of damage. That mode, the manual mode, turning it on allows you to not have to do that when their days meter is finished. So when their days meter is finished, you can keep attacking, and then when you hold the attack button on another heavy hit, then you get the quick time event. This allows you to keep them in days meter for long and do more damage with your character until you really want to switch them out with another character. There's just so much in this game that people are not testing out with, and I hope that other content creators and other people that are playing the beta can go test out some characters, go find some really cool combos, because I promise you, going into the training mode, finding these really cool things and then applying it into the real world or applying it into the content that we have in the game is going to make the game so much more enjoyable. So other than that, thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. See you on the next one. Hopefully you're enjoying Zenless Zone Zero, and hopefully you'll give it another chance. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the next one, and peace.